հանգուցալուծումը մոտենում է, հանգուցալուծում, որը լինելու է Մոսկվայում եւ մեր տարածաշրջանում։
The upshot is near, and this upshot will be in Moscow and in our region. Moscow, Baku, and Ankara, or Russia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey have decided that, by threatening to wage a war, they need to force Pashinyan to acknowledge the borders, provide the Zangezur corridor, and hand over Artsakh to Azerbaijan in a short period of time, as soon as possible. To maintain power, Pashinyan says that there is no other way out, that we Armenians are doomed to cede, agree, and sign under all the documents. Pashinyan says this because he knows very well that if he doesn't act that way, he will rarely be able to maintain power because the Kremlin demands such behavior in exchange for maintenance of power. What is left for us Armenians to do? The only thing left for us to do is to understand that the coming weeks and months are going to be determinant and crucial. What is approaching is the moment when we will witness the collapse of the Chekist system and the Russian Empire, which will lead to stormy developments and events in our region. We need to not only dodge those developments, but also come out victorious after a war that we might confront. And a war is fully possible. Pashinyan lies when he says a war will entail a new catastrophe. Yes, war is unpleasant. But you can win a war if you have the will and determination, a government and a people who are completely united as one and intend to fight for their land, just like the Ukrainians are doing. We Armenians saw this during the first war in Artsakh. Even though we were in difficult conditions, we celebrated victory again. Let us make a pact that at the very first opportune moment when the National Democratic Alliance calls on the conscious sector of our people to come out to the squares in Yerevan, we will pay heed to the call of the National Democratic Alliance and will fill and flood the squares in Yerevan with our physical presence. On that day, no Armenian for whom his future, the future of his children, the future of his country and Artsakh are precious, must not be at home and must not stay indifferent. This is our sacred duty to our martyrs and the future generations. Everything is much more serious. Everything is much more important. And if we Armenians fail to do this in the coming months, we will be cursed by the future generations. Let us come to our senses. Let us get serious. Let us explain to each other. Let us take advantage of these next 2 to 3 months to explain to our clueless compatriots and make them understand that there will come a moment when we will be able to prevent the war by leading the political Sardarabad and the national liberation struggle to an end at the squares in Yerevan. If we bring national forces to power, there will be no war because we will prevent it. We will immediately establish ties with the United States, which will restrain Aliyev's appetite. If we don't do this, there will be a war. If we leave Pashinyan in power, there will be a war. I take full responsibility for my statements. Nobody should try to prove the opposite to us. Those who say that Pashinyan is trying to dodge a war are cheating their people. With their concessive policy, the incumbent authorities are only bringing the loss of Syunik province, Zangezur and the war closer to us and are bringing us closer to a new catastrophe. Come to your senses and get serious.
Քաղաքականությամբ միայն մոտեցնում են Սյունիքի կորուստը, Զանգեզուրի կորուստը, պատերազմը, մոտեցնում են մեզ նոր աղետին։ Սթափվեք եւ լրջացեք։
Բաժանորդագրվեք ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռի YouTube-յան ալիքին։